all felt darkness before, right? That's what this song is about. This your song. It's about something we're not supposed to talk about. We're not supposed to talk about suicide, right? Because it's scary. It's really scary. Everyone here's been touched by it one way or another. We all struggle. We all know what darkness is. And if you are feeling like you need to take your own life, please do not. Please wait. Please talk to somebody. Somebody loves you always. There is someone who will listen. And I love you. No matter what. No matter what you've done. You are not alone.
It's Rocket Queen 71, streaming for you. I play more than anyone can do. I'm coming at you live. Stick around for sure. From my headquarters in Rocklahoma. Here I am, Rocket Queen 71, the most rock-tastic stream on Twitch. Here I am, Rocket Queen 71. I'm your bad bitch. I might be clean and sober, but I'm far from dead. Still know how to party. You can bet your life on that. My trigger finger set to explode. My stream is magical, get ready for the show. Here I am, Rocket Queen 71, the most rock-tastic stream on Twitch. Here I am, Rocket Queen 71, Java Monster is my rocket fuel.
When you think of your mental health journey, what comes to mind?
What a question. I think when people hear, remember to take care of your mental health, they think that everyone else is, and that's not at all accurate, you know? For me, I'm trying to learn still to make sure that I stay okay, you know what I'm saying? But I just answered like 40 questions in one.
That's great.
It doesn't make you weak to ask for help. It doesn't. It doesn't make you weak to ask for a friend, to go to a therapist. It shouldn't make you feel weak to ask anyone for help. And you should be able to ask anyone for help. And everyone has to help someone if they need it. You know, starting that conversation, you don't have to make it super serious right away. You know, you say, how are you feeling? Like, are you okay? That's what you say, are you okay? Ask somebody. That's what they, you know, and yeah, I'm good. Really? You know, are you actually good? Like, sometimes you don't even have to say anything to someone for them to know they understand. And they don't have to say anything to you. Sometimes it's about a hug. It's about somebody holding you and telling you, not even telling you anything, that's what I'm saying. Holding you. The main thing I'm trying to say is that you should keep your ears open and you should listen. And I'm just dealing with it how I'm dealing with it, and I'm trying my best. Obviously, I am not a trained professional in anything. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But I have seen it, and I've been it, and even if it's just a little bit more comfort, that can really mean a lot to someone, because you don't know what is going on. Even in that moment, there could be something going on, and it's been like that for me. There have been certain people that have texted me right when I needed to be texted, you know, saying they loved me and that they were thinking about me, and it really means a lot. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you can get more information at seizetheawkward.org.
What's happening? I'm Brent.
I'm Barry.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Eric, and we are the band Shinedown.
And we're here to talk about kind of what we do to combat mental health issues in our band while we're out on the road. And for me, it's talking to these guys, or as simple as asking someone how their day is or asking what's going on in their lives. I think that's very important.
Yeah, we keep in touch with each other on a daily. We live with each other, so we don't have a choice. We see each other all the time, very supportive. I think a big thing for our band is exercise, staying healthy, trying to live a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy. All those things help with, at least help me with the depression issues, and we stay really busy. And so
and nobody goes to bed angry.
Nobody goes to bed angry. We're always up laughing. And
We laugh a lot.
Yeah, and just trying to, I always say we try to outrun it best we can.
Your hands as you're gripping those pills. You dance with the stigma, then wake up in chills. You're not alone, not alone. You smile like no one can see through your mask. Too many doctors prescribing your crash, but you're not alone, not alone. I'll be waiting by your
take drugs, Danny?
Every day.
Good.
I'm alright. Nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. Don't nobody but about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? Do what you like. Do it naturally. But if it's too easy, you're gonna disagree. It's your life. Isn't it a mystery? If it's nobody's business, it's everybody's game. Got to catch a day. No, now, get it for it right away. Get it away, get you a I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright.
Hey everybody, this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. How's it going? It's Saturday, Super Rustic Saturday. How's it going? I bet you a lot of you are hungover from doing the beer jig. How's it going, guys? I hope you guys are well. I hope you are mentally strong. I hope you're living your best life. I hope things are going well for you. And positive vibes, guys. uh, cheers. Cheers. Um, if you know somebody that's having a hard time in life, life's dragging them down, please reach out to them, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while. Uh, just ask them how they're doing. If you can do anything for them, especially if it's a loved one, neighbor, you know, it's getting crazy out there. And on the chat, there's a lot of resources you can call. The SAMS hotline, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Just press 988, especially if you are going through something dramatic in your life. Life's dragging you down. You feel hopeless. There's a lot of times I feel hopeless about certain things, especially with my back pain. But that's okay. You know, I mean, I'm riding this roller coaster. Hey, I love roller coasters, but I want to get off. You know what I mean? So, I feel like my stream is going in the right direction finally. And I'm doing more things on the stream, as you can see. I have a new chat screen up. I want to do something special for somebody that really needs our help. She's going through a rough time, and she's on my prayer list. She's going through hell. And yes, there is hell on earth. And when you have a friend that's going through something, whether it be drugs or alcohol, or they're dealing with cancer, you feel no, not hopeless. You feel helpless because you don't want them to go through that pain and suffering. Especially when they have 3 kids, and I can imagine it's really psychologically putting a toll on her and her family. And which brings me to, I was actually gonna premiere a promotion, but I'm putting that off because I still have to do the video. All right, but at least I'm getting certain things done. But anyway, enough with that. Enough about me. So, hold on, I'm trying to. Where? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to figure out how we can do this where I don't get the money, where it goes directly to her. Let me go through this. Excuse me. There we go. Her name is Vicious Vixen. We know her as Vicious Vixen. I mean, wow! What the hell? I just had. Oh my god. I. Oh my god. Ow! Why do I keep. My. It's a long story why I say Vicious Vixen. I don't mean any disrespect to her and all that. It's just. I apologize and please forgive me. I feel like a idiot now. Her name is Vicious Phoenix, and she's from Staten Island. She's from the tri-state area, from my neck of the woods, my stomping grounds, way back in the day. She's been dealing with cancer, and we've all been touched by cancer, whether it be our loved ones, our friends, neighbors, even our pets get cancer. And you can see their pain. They try to mask it well, and sometimes, but you know what they're really going through. And my father died of cancer, but he died from alcoholism and all that stuff when I was 16. And I saw just a shell of a man. And but she's been dealing with it for a couple of years, I believe. And I met her through Mixer. I met her through a mutual friend of mine, Channel Zero, which is, if you see him right there, he does a lot too for charity, for Extra Life, and all that stuff. Real good guy, real good family man. He's trying to get his master's in college, and I don't know how he does it. Well, anyways, but I met her through him, and she's a real fun person. She's funny. When when we were on Mixer, they had Zero used to have this, like they still have it, like with the slot machines on on the chat, and she used to bet the whole thing. She used to win, okay? She used to win, and it was funny. She was all giddy about it, and all that stuff, and then she found out that she had the big C. I want to help her out. I want us. I want us to help her out in any way we can. I am going to create something for her. I was There's a lot going on. But even if you can't afford anything right now, and I understand that, I really do, because I mean, inflation, the banks are going under, and the economy's really tanking, and I understand that. Even if you just have her and her family in your thoughts and prayers, that means a lot. The positivity of prayer. So I'll tell you a little bit about her. I was actually going to go on her TikTok also to show you what she goes through. So I'm going to actually keep sharing this on my Twitter too. Excuse me. So she has a GoFundMe page, and she says on March 11th, any donations will help out. I went from fighting stage 3 breast cancer to now fighting stage 4 bone cancer. Because of it spreading from my breast to my bones. The final diagnosis is this. Bone lesion, right iliac, CT guided needle core biopsy with imprints positive for malignant cells. And what is going on? Whatever. So what just happened? Oh, I had it. The stupid. All right. So I know people when you've heard stories on the news about people faking cancer, or whatever craziness they do on here. Okay. This is legit. And I'll put my life on it. Okay? Her name is Rosemary. And I'll read on. And I'll put the link in the chat and everything. Okay? So the cancer update is I am currently battling stage 4 bone cancer. It had spread from my breast cancer to my hip bone. I hope my audio is working. When I thought I was done and over with all of this, life decides to smack me back down and make me sick all over again. So any help would be greatly appreciated. And we'll just do the, second paragraph. Hello. My name is Rosemary. Vicious Phoenix. And I have been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer and will have a long road of recovery ahead of me with treatments and several surgeries, plus recovery time. I live in New York, Staten Island, baby. and have 3 children and a fiance. And I will be needing all the help that I can get for medical expenses, rent, trips to the hospital, and all other things that we may need. My fiance will need to take time off of work to help me and help with the kids. Anything will help us in this time of unexpected news. Please share, donate, whatever you may be able to do. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And she did we did talk about the update. Okay? Yeah, let me go to TikTok. What the heck? Stupid freaking crap. And they're banning TikTok. The U.S. is that close to banning TikTok. Thank God. Anyway, that's enough. That's just another story in itself. You know what? Hold on. Let me just hold on. Vicious. There we go. All right. Welcome to her page on TikTok. She's doing a journal, which I think is great for her to do this. Even though she's going through so much right now, and with the pain, and she's struggling, at least she's doing this for she's doing it for a purpose. She has a purpose, but it's an outlet for her so she can connect with others that are going through the same thing. And that's important, and I don't want her to feel alone. I want us to stand with her, and when she gets knocked down and stuff, we lift her right back up. If she gets knocked down again, we lift her right back up. That's how humanity in the world should be. But for some reason, a lot of that humanity has been lost because of what's going on in the world. And we're not going to get into that, but and you know what? Let me all right, wait a minute. I'm going to do this too. Hold on. What the heck? I cannot spell today. I'm just doing this real quick, guys. I'm not trying to be rude, but I just want to get this out here, out. Um, this is what I'm putting. We all have been affected by cancer one way or another. Uh, it would be greatly. Sorry, guys. It would be. Oh. Uh. I want to. I want to do this real quick. I'm. Um. Oh, I'm gonna do it like this. What in the? There you go. Uh. Um. She has 3 children also. Uh. And all that. You know. She has 3 kids, and I can't imagine. I don't know what they've told the kids or anything. But we really have to really pray for a miracle with this. We really do. Um, let's just go. Well, what was this? All right, we're gonna just go down the line here, and we'll see. Oop.
Just figured I'd check in with you guys, let you know how I'm doing and stuff. I had my echocardiogram on Saturday. They're gonna be doing the ultrasound of my heart again to see if the medications have worked. Then I had my follow-up appointment with my cardiologist on the 24th, which is 4 days before my birthday. I'm gonna be 41. I know I don't look it, right? I look like I'm about to be 10. No, I'm joking. But I also want to give some food for thought. As all you guys can see, I've been going through hell with this cancer and everything else. And I just want to encourage you guys to please go get checked out, men and women, because men could get breast cancer too, and women could get it as well if they're not checking the right areas. Cancer is painful. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you have pain, get it checked out and make sure you're demanding with your pain, because it could be anything. So I just want to leave you guys with that thought of the day. I just got done dropping my daughter off at school. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I hope everyone has a great day. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. Hey everyone, good morning. I just figured I'd check in with you guys, let you know how I'm doing and stuff. I had my echocardiogram on Saturday. They're gonna be doing the ultrasound of my heart again to see if the medications have worked. Then I had my follow-up appointment with my cardiologist on the 24th, which is 4 days before my birthday. I'm gonna be 41. I know I don't look it, right? I look like I'm about to be 10. No, I'm joking. But I also want to give some food for thought. As all you guys can see, I've been going through hell with this cancer and everything else. And I just want to encourage you guys to please go get checked out, men and women, because men could get breast cancer too, and women could get it as well if they're not checking the right areas. Cancer is painful. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you have pain, get it checked out and make sure you're demanding with your pain, because it could be anything. So I just want to leave you guys with that thought of the day. I just got done dropping my daughter off at school. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I hope everyone has a great day. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. Hey everyone, good morning.
I'm gonna tell you something. You can tell she's from New York, right? She has an accent. I don't know if I'm getting a country accent or what, I don't know. But anyway, men especially don't like going to the doctor. I know this from my grandfather when I was growing up, and I know this from my husband. And he had a heart attack back in 2013, okay? And I think about 2 years ago, he had to get an angiogram again. And they had to keep him overnight because they had to put a stent in him, okay? And because he's been working 12 hours for 5 days a week, he was under a lot of stress. He was tired all the time. He's still tired all the time, even though they switched his hours. And and all that. But he rather take me to the doctor than him. And I told him straight out, I said, no, how can you take care of me if you're not going to take care of yourself? And, you guys, I'm telling you, don't take your life for granted. I mean, my husband passed away 13 years ago. He was a workaholic. We owned our own trucking company. And he just kept, and he had heart disease. He had like a pacemaker and everything, okay? And he just kept working and working and working until he, got a cold back in like October, like 6 months before he passed away. And the doctor wanted to admit him, but oh no, nope. Just give me some medication, give me antibiotics, and I'll be okay. It didn't work. In January 15th of 2011, I get a phone call from the emergency room at Dover General. And he didn't sound good. And I rushed right down there. He was like labored breathing. He's like, I'm in like, I'm in the emergency room. They're gonna hit me. I love you. Like, something like that. I dropped the phone. I went down there right away. And they had to incubate him. He was scared. I was just like, and at that time, I was still drinking. Okay, so that added to his stress too. Okay, because I was really getting really insane with the drinking. And we almost lost him twice. They did a emergency catheterization through the groin in his room because they had no time. So we almost lost him twice. And he had pneumonia. And the doctor said to me that they had to transfer him to Beth Israel Hospital in Newark, one of the best heart hospitals in the United States. And they transferred him over there and stuff. They put him in an induced coma, and he needed a heart transplant, but they had to get rid of pneumonia first. The waiting list was forget it. And even if he did get a new heart and stuff, he wouldn't be the same again anyway. So in a way, it was a blessing that he did pass away. Okay? Because just him not doing anything would kill him anyway. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's go to another TikTok from her. I'm trying to. All right. Well, yeah. Let's go that one.
were from my
I
mother
apologize,
test.
guys. Hold on.
What else? My PET scan. Hey everyone, good morning. I'm here at my doctor's appointment. I'm getting my menopause shot done and I'm meeting with the doctor. So I should be getting my mugger test and my PET scan. So we'll see how these results go. I already know with the PET scan I'm going to be needing a biopsy. So let's see if the doctor confirms that. So when I'm done, I will get back to you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm home. As you can see, I'm tired. Mentally, physically, emotionally drained. So pretty much what the update is, my mugger test came back with my heart is declining. So yeah, I am on medication. My oncologist wants my cardiologist to keep a closer eye on me now because of how low my numbers were from my mugger test. What else? My PET scan came back with the lesion is there on my right hip and there is suspicion of cancer being on my right hip. So yeah, this is where we're at right now. I'm very frustrated and I don't know what else to say anymore. Like, I went through breast cancer. I can't say I beat it because I was still going through treatments and everything, and now this whole thing pops up and I just don't know anymore. I don't know why life has it out for me, but I don't know. But when I get my when I get a call from radiology and they schedule my appointment, I will let you guys know. And I will keep you guys updated the best I can. But I'm gonna go lay down. I am tired. And I need a nap. I need a very long nap. So I will talk to you guys later. And whenever I get this appointment made, I will update you guys. I'll see y'all in another video. Bye. Hey everyone, good morning. I'm here at my doctor's appointment. I'm getting my menopause shot done and I'm meeting with the doctor. So I should be getting my
Okay, a mastectomy is an amputation. It's not a free boob job. It's not even free, right? It's not even a boob job. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. That line of thinking is as ridiculous as something I used to do when I was a little kid. My mom and I would park in the parking lot, okay, and it would be really far from the store. And I remember being really hot outside and I hated the heat and I hated the sun and I thought, man, why do we have to park so far? And I would see all the places right in front of the store. And I'm like, why can't we park there? Well, they're reserved for people with a handicap. And I literally used to say, man, I wish I was handicapped because then I could park in the front of the store. But I was like 6 years old. And that is the logic of a 6-year-old. That is not the logic of an adult who stops and thinks before they speak and who has empathy. So again, for the people in the back, a mastectomy is not a free boob job. It's not an opportunity. It's not wanted. It's painful. It's disfiguring. And it changes your life in ways you could never fathom. And I know all of you know that, but you probably know somebody who doesn't realize that. So let's educate them on that. And one way to potentially avoid said surgery and disfiguration is to get an early mammogram. So a mammogram before you feel a lump. A mammogram just because you're a woman, or a mammogram just because you're whatever age, or you have whatever risk factor, or just because you freaking want to have a mammogram. Not a big deal, right? So I said what I said. Okay, a mastectomy is an amputation. It's not a free boob job. It's not even free, right? It's not even a boob job. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. That line of thinking is as ridiculous as something I used to do when I was a little kid. My mom and I would park in the parking lot, okay? And it would be really far from the store. And I remember being really hot outside, and I hated the heat and I hated the sun, and I thought, man, why do we have to park so far? And I would see all the places right in front of the store. And I'm like, why can't we park there? Well, they're reserved for people with a handicap. And I literally used to say, man, I wish I was handicapped because then I could park in the front of the store. But I was like 6 years old. And that is the logic of a 6-year-old. That is not the logic of an adult who stops and thinks before they speak and who has empathy. So again, for the people in the back, a mastectomy is not a free boob job. It's not an opportunity. It's not wanted.
And you know, I'm going to tell you this. These celebrities, like Angelina Jolie, are, maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. But, you know, a lot of these actresses, well, I just know of Angelina Jolie. I'm not. Who's that? Tamara. She used to be on NBC. Tamara, I think she has a talk show. She, did a, opted for a mastectomy. Angelina Jolie did. And, you know, I think, you know, it's like, you know, we'll do this and we'll just get a boob job. Like, oh, it's nothing, you know. But they don't tell you, you know, after they have the surgery, what happens. It's all one-sided. Oh, I feel so good. See? Woo, see my new boobs. You know? And I truly believe educating people about, you know, breast cancer, how to examine your breast, you know, even with men, you know, and educating people about the disease, what to look for, how it affects you psychologically and especially physically, and all that. And knowledge is power, guys. Knowledge is power. The last mammogram I had was, I think, back in 2013, and they found, like, it was fatty tissue. I had to go back for a mammogram, and I was scared as all hell, because I'm a smoker also, okay? Smoker of cigarettes, not anything else. And they said, oh, it's just fatty tissue. That's all it is. You know that. I'm so grateful that Vicious Phoenix is doing this blog. For herself and to educate people and to tell the people about the disease of breast cancer, you know, and what she's going through. And I thought I was going through issues with my back pain and stuff. She's going through a lot worse. A lot worse. And that's why I want you guys to really help her out in any way you can. I apologize, guys. Sorry. So I'm gonna keep campaigning for her. I was supposed to do something with her. See, I go over the top, you know. I go full throttle and all that stuff because she needs all the support she can get. And I'm not just talking monetarily either. Spiritually, emotionally, and in fact, hold on. And I have to do it like this because I tried doing this. It's just and you know what, she's probably sick and tired of going to hospitals, getting poked all the time, you know, and it wears on her. Here's another video.
So when I get there, I'll let you guys know. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm here. I'm all checked in and I'm just waiting for someone to bring me to the floor so I could sit and wait over there for my test to be done. See what's going on in my damn right eye? It's ridiculous. I need to go see an eye doctor because I keep getting these little pimples on my eyelid. They're probably like styes and stuff. It's very frustrating, but I will let you guys know how the test goes. I'll be back. See you soon. Bye. This is what happens when you have staff that don't know how to find your veins. This one hurt, and this one hurt even more, but at least the nurse came in and found my vein. Not too happy, but we're getting it done. Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm just getting done with my test. It took, I think, 30 minutes or whatever. So I'm just waiting for my cab now, and I'm going home. I will talk to you guys later. The next test I'm getting done is a PET scan. That's gonna be done on the 31st, so that should be fun. They're checking to see if I have cancer on my hip bone. Isn't that lovely? Because something came up in my CAT scan, a lesion came up, and they're concerned. And I also have problems with my gallbladder, and I have a gallstone that's 1.8 centimeters. And this is the same pain I've been complaining about for almost a year now with my oncologist. And now they're just finding the gallstone. A whole year and some change. But whatever. I'm gonna get going, and I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey everyone.
I know how she feels about being I know how she feels about being poked because some of these nurses don't know crap about. I mean, I would say the nurses sometimes and stuff, and people will think, well, you're in recovery and stuff. You should be talking like that. But it's a joke, okay? You have to have a sense of humor, even though if it's a real, twisted, dark sense of humor, okay? And so here, a lot of times they'll poke me. They say, well, which arm do they get the vein? And I said, well, you know what? Let me just do it. I'll show you how I get it. And one of the nurses is like, we can't let you do that here. I'm like, I know. I was just joking, but still, I'll show her. Even when I was in the hospital for a month, about a couple years ago, for my left ankle, for a month I was being poked and poked and poked, and plus they give you that heparin medication so you don't get blood clots in your stomach, and my belly button was all black and blue and all that crap. So let's just, I can imagine what this video is gonna be like.
Chamoy pickle at the Staten Island Mall. It's at the store called the Showcase in the Staten Island Mall, and I was like, oh my god, this must have been destined for me to go today, because I was literally asking for someone to pick this up for me in the last video, and here it is. Woohoo! So I'm gonna cut this bad boy in half, and we're gonna try it. So yeah, I'll be right back. I cannot wait to try it. Woohoo! Alright, so I cut it in half, and we're about to try it. I'm scared. I mean, the smell of it isn't making me want to try it, to be honest. Yeah. Alright, here we go.
This is good. Tastes like regular pickle.
I don't know how I feel about this. Is this like the actual chamoy pickle that everybody be doing on TikTok, or is this an imitation one?
Or is this the regular pickle?
Because I don't know what the fuss is over.
It tastes good.
Oh, you like it? Let me try another bite, cause
the aftertaste.
I don't know.
Tastes like regular pickle.
This is a hard no for me. The chamoy is doing something to the pickle.
What you rate it as?
And I'm not feeling it. The pickle itself just, I love pickles, and the pickle itself is just not doing it for me. But apparently my daughter loves it, so she could have the rest of mine. But I give this a 2. What do you give it?
10 out of 10.
Oh, damn, she really loves this. So there you have it, guys. She gives it a 10 out of 10, and I give it a 2 out of 10. I am not impressed, and yeah, I'm good. But here we are. I'm gonna get going now, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.
Okay, so first of all, I never even heard of a chamoy pickle before. And you know what? Last night I got deep fried pickles. Outlet because I love pickles. And so I never heard of it. What is it? Is it in beet juice or something? But I think this little one, her daughter, I think she just, oh, I like it. I like it, you know. Because, well, maybe our taste buds get old too. Like, you know. But I think she's just saying it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying she's lying. But I think she's saying, oh, I like it 10 out of 10. You know, because it's on TikTok. But at first she's like, you know. But I never heard of chamoy. Chamoy pickles. I never heard. What are they? Let's find out what they are. Chamoy. Wait, what? Is it like a barbecue sauce? Is that what it is? Oh, here. What is chamoy? All right, well, all right. Chamoy is a condiment found all over Mexico, topping fruit drizzled on nachos. Oh, I probably had it before then. I don't know. Mixed into cocktails and served as a dipping sauce for meat. It's also made into a popular candy, and the spicy sweet nuances playing well with a tang of lime. Despite chamoy's place in Mexican cuisine, it actually has it's actually an Asian invention that got a Latino twist. What is chamoy? Chamoy is a saucy condiment made out of dried chilies, lime juice, and fruit, usually mango, apricot, or plum. It can be made at home but is often store bought. Chamoy also can come in powdered and paste form, and sometimes it's made into sweet, salty, spicy, and tart candy. When used for confections, chamoy is frequently used as a powder to coat gummies, made into a dipping powder for a lollipop, worked into hard candies and as a liquid or a sauce to be squeezed out of a pack and put on fresh fruit. I never heard of it. Never heard of it. I don't, never heard of it. I don't know if my husband knows about chamoy. He loves spicy stuff. Ah. Sour pickle. Wait, hold on. Now there's sour pickle balls. They should be called the pickle twins or the pickle girls, gals.
We're trying a sour pickleballs.
I'm scared for my life.
This is gonna be interesting because the smell of it, oof. All right, we'll be right back. Here it goes.
I'm scared.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God, this smells so bad. Oh. 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 Oh no. Oh, that's gross. That is the most.
And you hurt their tongues, right? There used to be a wrestler called George the Animal Steel. And he was actually a professor at Princeton University back in Jersey. And yes, I did see him wrestle. But he was crazy. You know, he really, played, like a real deranged, like like an animal would, like a beast man, right? And he used to have the green tongue. Like, and it just, yeah, I don't, I don't think, wow. Hold on. Yep. I'll try anything once. All right, I'm you know, I'll try anything once. But you know, I actually hate sour stuff. My you know, like my kids would get those sour patches. I mean, really real sour patch kids and stuff, and it would give me headaches. You know what? Oh, there she goes. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. This is going to be a good one, guys. And my mic was muted. Nice. Real nice. Real good. Rookie mistake, guys. Rookie mistake. I actually wanted to do this. Where I wanted to do a reaction video of Tom McDonald new video he came out with. Which is called End of the World. And I would really like to do that. Actually. Tom McDonald Tom McDonald is a Canadian rapper, songwriter, and former professional wrestler. Tom first rose to prominence with the release of his song Dear Rappers, and his songs Fake Woke, Snowflakes, and Brainwash all appeared on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2022. I'm sorry, 2021. And he's 34 years old. And I think he doesn't have a record label and stuff. But he does hip hop, alternative hip hop, political hip hop, dance, electronic, hip hop, rap, and he has a girlfriend named Nova Rockefeller, and 12 hours ago he tweeted, "Who saw my new video today featuring John Rich? We're second on YouTube." So, I want to react to it. I've been wanting to react to it. All that. And then I was gonna react to Dax, Dear Alcohol, but let's do Tom McDonald first. And let me see if I should fix this, right? All right. All right, so this is my reaction, my first reaction. Oh, no. Wrong video. Wrong video. The End of the World. Okay. So it's a 3. about almost a 4-minute video, and we're not gonna start yet. Oh, I hate these ads, and I don't do the ad blockers because they cause viruses, most of them. All right, whoa. All right. I've seen a couple of his videos. I forget what they're called. I think I saw Brainwashed. I think I saw Sober. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've seen I wish, but anyway, we're not looking at the comments or anything. So I actually love John Rich too. He has written a lot of songs, not just country songs either. But he actually won Celebrity Apprentice. You know the show Celebrity Apprentice, right? Donald Trump used to host it. Yes, Donald Trump used to host it. So anyway, let's listen to The End of the World. And I have a feeling it's going to be a impactful one. It's going to be an out of the world experience watching this video, if you know what I mean. So let's do this, guys. End of the world reaction. Here we go.
I know the end is near, the television telling lies. I know for sure the revolution won't be televised. I know that we've been waiting patiently for better times. We fell asleep and men are blind, can't recognize it's genocide. Feel like the bomb about to drop out of the clouds. Another virus going airborne, go hide inside your house. Farmers watching crops die, they drying up with droughts. Angry people forming crowds and trying to burn the cities down. This is Armageddon, martial law for our protection. I talk to God but it's long distance and I lost reception. Forest fires and oil spills are the awful lessons. I'm just waiting for the devil to take over heaven. This is biblical, I swear it's in the Bible. We keep killing one another and we dying for survival.
Oh. Damn it. I had to do this over again. I apologize. I apologize. Oh my. I hate when I want to do this so bad. So we're going to start over and stuff. I still haven't reacted to it. And I want to get this right. I mean, it's going to be a first impression, of course. But let's do this again.
I know the end is near, the television telling lies. I know for sure the revolution won't be televised. I know that we've been waiting patiently for better times. We fell asleep and men are blind, can't recognize it's genocide. Feel like the bomb about to drop out of the clouds. Another virus going airborne, go hide inside your house. Farmers watching crops die, they drying up with droughts. Angry people forming crowds and trying to burn the cities down. This is Armageddon, martial law for our protection. I talk to God but it's long distance and I lost reception. Forest fires and oil spills are the awful lessons. I'm just waiting for the devil to take over heaven. This is biblical, I swear it's in the Bible. We keep killing.
Alright, so he says all this is what's going on is in the Bible about the end times, and I mean, don't you think it's strange that all this stuff is happening? You know, if you read the Bible, and it'll say, about the mark of the beast, that if you don't have a mark on your right hand or the center of your forehead, you're not going to be able to sell or buy. And look what's happening now with the economy, the way it's collapsing and stuff, because the powers that be want to track every move you make. Every move you make with digital currency. So that's why our economy keeps printing out money, so the economy can crash. Look what they're doing in China with the social credit score. That's happening here. Actually, all these systems that are in place is pretty much China's model. In the end times, a lot of people are hearing rumors of wars. There's wars. People are just, they don't have any common sense. What right is wrong and what's wrong is right. And a lot of stuff that's going on is demonic. Like up in Canada, where Tom McDonald's from, they will assist you to commit suicide, especially if you're mentally ill, addicted, homeless, you can't, pay your utilities, if you're starving. They'll take you out of your misery, no problem. Demonic. Look what is happening in California with the floods. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
Killing one another and we dying for survival. We used to fight for peace, we put our flowers in their rifles. Now we're about to be extinct, every man, woman, and child.
If it's the end of the world, I will do better next time. Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. If it's the end of the world, I know that I have lived my life to the fullest. Yeah, the fullest. We stood on top of mountains. We've been to space before. We had our dogs and houses. We dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs are dropping. We fought in all their wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do it for?
Feels like the end is near, our freedom's disappearing. People playing God, call it genetic engineering. The media misleading us and evil's interfering, while the government we need became the power that we're fearing. Our billionaires are going to space, don't blame them for leaving. Birds are falling out the air, fish washing up on our beaches. This is end times, humans got a deadline. Children are the future till we ruin them with headlines. Should be past their bedtime, but everyone's woke. They told us chase a dollar that made everyone broke. I feel like cryptocurrency is probably our last financial hope. Soon enough, the government will leave your bank account froze. Judgment day is coming, you can run or you can stand and fight. Panic in the dark or lead rebellions by the candlelight. This ain't your granddaddy's planet Earth, it's black and white. The end is coming, I'll see y'all in the afterlife.
If it's the end of the world, I will do better next time. Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. If it's the end of the world, I know that I have.
Yeah, tinfoil, crazy conspiracy theorist, right? Cryptocurrency. I actually looked into that. My drug addict nephew-in-law did. He said he was making money off it. I don't know about now. I was gonna invest in it. Good thing I didn't. John Rich, I know they're trying to make a point with the UFOs and the cows, rising, getting sucked up into the spaceships or whatever. I think it takes away from the message with the special effects. They should have done it maybe differently.
The fullest, yeah, the fullest. We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs and houses, we dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs are dropping, we fought in all their wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do? It's the end of the world as we know it. It's our fault that it's over.
While we look down at our phones, they'll drop a bomb from a drone, then an explosion. We should have known it.
Yeah, so they are right. Man will destroy itself. Because look at what the technology of AI. That was man-made. Nuclear bombs are man-made. We made all these discoveries, invented many, many things. And I truly believe that the internet became the world's downfall. Especially with TikTok. And I hope they do ban it. And I always used to talk about the cell phone, right? A lot of people are pushing away God, and they think this is God. Because it knows everything. people are worshiping this technology. It's become humanism has become a religion, pushing away Catholicism, Protestants, Christians. And the warm white glow of this. Oh yeah. And kids today, well, not just kids, everybody is being brainwashed by this, or what's on our computer screens, or what's on our TVs. It's all propaganda. And that's why we should have like a real listening party to Plan Zero by Shinedown. It speaks a lot of truth in that album. You know?
It's our fault that it's over. While we look down at our phones, they'll drop a bomb from a drone, then an explosion. We should have known it. We stood on top of mountains. We've been to space before. We had our dogs and houses. We dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs are dropping. We fought in all their wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do it for?
I get what they're trying to do, especially with the way he's dressed and with all the special effects and with the aliens and the spaceships and all that. But I really truly think that they should have went about it in a more creative way, because all that was just filler and fluff and just a huge distraction in my book. But as far as the end of the world, the song, they're right though. What was it all for if we did all these things, that we accomplished all these things? And people might think of the Bible as fiction, and and all that, but there's a term. And when I was, and I'm going to say, when I was growing up and all that, and I was telling my husband this, I've been telling my husband this. When I was growing up, I was raised Episcopal. I went to Sunday school every Sunday. I was confirmed to the church and everything else. And of course, because I strayed away from God because of the lifestyle I was living in with the drugs and alcohol and whatever, my addiction. We never talked about the end times or the apocalypse or what. I mean, I used to walk down 34th Street in New York City, and there was like a couple guys. The end of the world's coming, and like woohoo, And that was what, 20 years, 30, 40 years ago? But there's a term that I want you guys to be familiarized with. And I didn't know about this until I met my husband on Xbox. All right? And it's called apologetics. I'm trying to. So, apologetics is quite literally defense of the faith with hard, cold facts. With real facts. And it's the Greek word for apologia, meaning defense, as a lawyer gives at a trial. In every generation, people face the challenges, questions, and concerns of the gospel message of the Christian faith. We can. The best apologetics leader, we could. No, we're not gonna get into that. We can at a later time. But my husband used to watch a man called Ravi Zacharias. Now, after his death, and right before his death, actually, there was a lot of scandal and controversy with him. Okay? But before we all knew this, because he lived a double life, he spoke truth about a lot of things. And he was respected. But with all the traveling he was doing and around the world spreading the gospel of the Bible and defending the faith, defending the Bible, and stuff, and debating people and just doing his lectures or whatever, he had a double life. Which not many people knew about it. And he was probably lonely and stuff. And I'm going to get to his scandals too, okay? Because everybody looked up to him, but he was still a man. He was still human. He still had his faults. And when I heard about all this, I was like, oh my God, because I even looked up to him. And I even saw his YouTube videos about transgenderism. Yes. And he did it with respect and dignity. You know, he spoke on a lot of topics and but he was still a man. He was still human. Just like me. I mean, just like all of us. We're still going to make mistakes. Even though, if, say, like with me, I mean, I'm still trying to redeem myself after what I did in my addiction. And what I did to my kids. And when I say did to my kids, I mean, like, you know, I cared more about the drugs than them. I failed as a mother. But that's what addiction does. But I still take full responsibility on what I did to my kids. Even though they were taken care of. Thank God. You know? So, here's another definition. Apologetics is the religious discipline of defending religious doctrines through systematic argumentation and discourse. Early Christian writers who defended their beliefs against critics and recommended their faith to outsiders were called Christian apologetics. Christian apologists. And there's a lot of great apologists out there still. Because of the scandal with Ravi Zacharias, he did have an international ministry. His Jeff Foxworthy was connected to him. Tebow was connected to him. Vice President Pence was connected to him. He was so renowned and so respected. Around the world. But yet he felt so lonely and he had his demons. Yeah, this just came out about him. He had Ravi Zacharias International Ministries, and he had like a headquarters in Australia. I mean, all over the place. I think in India, because he came from India. And when he was 17, how he became a Christian is he was going to shoot himself. He was going to kill himself. And yeah, if that just triggered you, I apologize and stuff. You can always talk to me on the chat about that and all that. I mean, I felt like killing myself plenty of times in my life too. and all that. We can talk about it. Suicide is not a solution. Suicide is a permanent solution for temporary problems. And a lot of problems can be solved. You just have to hang in there, keep the faith. You know. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to me in the chat, it's okay. I completely understand. But please get some help. You are worth living. Believe it or not, you have a purpose in this life. I didn't think I had a purpose in my life. I didn't for the longest time. But now I know I have a purpose to help others from addiction, from mental illness. God chose me. I don't know why. But I'm very grateful for him that he gave me the gift of recovery. And in order for me to keep it, I have to give it. Hey, what's up? California, how's it going? I salute you and welcome to the Queen's Army. How are you? Thank you for joining me. We're talking about apologetics and apologists, and we talk about everything on this channel and stuff. But I hope you're having a super Saturday, and I hope you have a rocktastic day. Positive vibes. Woo! Like I was saying, he was a man, just like any other person on this earth, right? Respected and all that. And he had his demons. And lately there's been a lot of talk not on mainstream media, because mainstream media is trying to push out God. Fox News talks about God. And there's a few channels on YouTube that are being shut down. They were being shut down because of what they were talking about religion, their religious beliefs and stuff. And Christians are being persecuted around the world. And mainstream media does not want you to hear about that. Anyway, so there's a lot of corruption in the church. We're not going to go through all this. I mean, that can be for a later time. But the legacy he built, all torn down by his double life. So now when people talk about Ravi Zacharias, they're not going to talk about how good he was as an apologist. They're going to talk about the scandals he was involved with. The legacy is like, it's sad too, because his wife, Margie, they were living in that house for years, and they had to evict her from that house because they were gonna close down the ministry. And that's sad. Can you imagine how she feels? And I think a lot of people I mean, there was YouTube channels that were against Ravi Zacharias, and they were, really, digging into his life and, trolling him and everything else, right? And a lot of people felt betrayed. I guess I felt betrayed. Because, of when I would watch his YouTube videos on certain things. And I was taught a lot from him. And I respected him. And he actually did a video right after Kobe Bryant died. And so yes, the church Christianity is full of false prophets, there's a lot of cancer in the church today. And especially with these mega churches like Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland. He's a whack job. But with Ravi, it was something different about him. And I'm sure he asked God's forgiveness every time. And he just couldn't help himself. In a way, and I told this to my husband after he died and we found out about the scandal. I said, yeah, he was like an addict. With the lying and covering up and, and all that stuff. So in a way, he was like an addict. But yeah, but that's him. So I know about Ravi, but I want to share with you who Ravi was. Who was Ravi Zacharias? Frederick Anthony Ravi Kumar Zacharias was born in Madras, India in 1946 and spent most of his childhood in Delhi. After his parents, who were Christian, moved there when he was young. His life might have ended in suicide at 17, and I told you that. Had he not converted to Christianity while convalescing in hospital. Thanks to the intervention of a Youth for Christ director, the teenager gave his life to God, rediscovered his purpose, and later on to share the good news of Jesus on 5 continents. After immigrating to Canada in 1966, Zacharias studied theology at Ontario Bible College and completed a Master's of Divinity at Trinity International University. He was ordained with a Christian and Missionary Divinity Alliance, in parentheses, C and MA, and spent several years as an itinerant preacher traveling to different countries sharing the gospel. In 1994, in 1984, Ravi Zacharias International Ministries was founded in Ontario. Its headquarters later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S. And I told you about that too, right? And that's why I guess Jeff Foxworthy was connected to him. Because Jeff Foxworthy, is from that area. According to RZIM's 2015 tax return, Zacharias and his wife Margaret, the ministry's vice chairman, earned a combined total of $500,000 that year. In 2016, RZIM registered with the International Revenue Service as an association of churches, meaning they no longer had to disclose salaries or tax returns. And that I'm going to say this too. Did you know if you're a church, because they had hearings in Congress about these churches, especially these mega churches, don't pay a dime in taxes. And look at the houses they have, the cars, the yachts, right? Around the same time, a California-based lawyer, Stephen Ballman, accused Zacharias of inflating his qualifications and misleading Christians about his academic experience. RZIM later edited his online biography to remove references to Dr. Zacharias. When allegations of sexual abuse surfaced following Zacharias' death in May 2020, C&MA revoked his organization. HarperCollins confirmed they would stop printing his books. All he did to defend the faith, to defend the Bible, and all this just torn away, was destroyed. Sad. So basically he got canceled. Just like the cancel culture, right? That's going on. In March 2021, RZIM announced it would be changing its name and mission. Over 60% of the workforce lost their jobs in the reconstruction or restructure. And here, all right, Christians must be vigilant of organizational blind spots that can facilitate abusers. And thing, he had a guy that was his partner, not he had a guy with him, like he is his personal assistant, and I bet you he knew what was going on. I mean, come on. So in a way, that guy was an enabler. It shows the same behaviors of an addict. And then you have the enabler, the codependent. But that guy was just as guilty as Ravi. I mean, we can go in all this. I don't even think his videos are on YouTube anymore. Let's just find out, huh? Ravi. Ha! This is very interesting. I used to put down Ravi, and right away it would come up Ravi Zacharias. Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, now okay. I don't know what they recalled. I don't know what they renamed the ministry. I'm trying to. I'm trying to find something here. He spoke very eloquently. He of course, I mean, I forget who asked him this. But somebody asked him, well, don't you get the same questions all the time? Like, there is no God, prove it to us, or what, like whatever. And he said, yeah, I do. But that doesn't mean anything, Very smart man, very intelligent man, too. And he used to do, like, live broadcasts from Atlanta. Like, right here. Hold on. I'm trying to.
He no longer knows what to laugh at and no longer knows what to weep at. So you turn on your television screen, and before you know it, you're looking at a seduction yourself, and instead of weeping at it, you're watching an intrigue as the story unfolds. You watch illegitimacies transpire before your eyes and mine, and
see, he talks about us, right? About watching, say, something on YouTube or the TV about, maybe a scene of seduction and whatever, right? But he's probably, talking about himself. He just said about himself also. I just. He did a speech about Kobe Bryant. There's Kayleigh McEnany. She's on Fox News, and she was actually the press briefing, with Donald Trump when he was in office. I'm trying. I forget what conference he Yeah, I don't know. I apologize, guys. Sometimes I should be more prepared than what I am, and I go off the cuff a lot, and that's just how I am. It's like wherever the road leads us, right? Because to me, it makes it more interesting instead of just being like, Yeah, let's just hear what she has to say, but I know I saw it. Oh, maybe this is it. I mean, we're not gonna watch the whole portion of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's just hear this, and maybe I'll come to me, huh?
Boost your physique with this super effective new gadget. These military special forces are becoming stronger fast by breathing in 200% more oxygen. And the only way they can do this is by using a revolutionary new invention. This new gadget is changing people's physique, performance,
who are around him. But, for me as a Christian, I always had the.
Can I ask you a personal question about Ravi Zacharias passing away just in the last 24 hours or so? I know his teachings were so important to you, especially at Oxford. You've mentioned this. Can you tell me a little bit about what he meant to you personally and the loss for the Christian community?
Yeah, it's a huge loss. My dad said to me that Billy Graham was the great evangelist. And I think Ravi Zacharias is the great apologist.
Yeah. I know this is tough. I know. Yeah.
We don't have to cry because we're Christians, so we know it's about.
Yeah, I mean, we're human the last time I checked. But the tears come from what? What was it that Because it feels like Oxford and your development of your faith.
Yeah, and you know, Robbie's someone that I never met. I know his team, and I know some of those who are around him. But you know, for me as a Christian, I always had the heart for Jesus Christ that I got at a very young age. I was saved when I was, you know, in my teens. But to have someone who, from an academic place, as an apologist, could equip you with those arguments where you didn't have to check your brain at the door when you became a Christian, where there is intellectual foundation for everything we believe. Right. There's prophecy, there's the human cell, there's the amazing creation of the human body and all of its complexity and the planet, the universe. And he put a philosophical and academic rationale for the heart that I had for Christ, but gave me the ability to go to Oxford, where there are renowned atheist scholars who try to say there's no intellectual undergirding for Christianity. Ravi Zacharias, who happened to have an office at Oxford, was the person who provided the counter to that. The intelligence behind why we believe what we believe. And you know, your mind can never get you fully there. It's a place only your heart can take you. But Ravi Zacharias provided those steps to put in the minds of an academic, wow, I should give the Christian faith some thought. And you know, Ravi, he means so much. As I was saying earlier, you know, Billy Graham was the great evangelist. Ravi Zacharias is the great apologist. And you know, I think the words that were at the very bottom of the announcement today of his passing are so important. He had a verse there and it said, "Because I live, you also will live." John 14:19. And they said that these 7 words changed Ravi's life 57 years ago. He was on a bed of suicide, as he described it, and it was a Bible that was handed to him, and those words in particular that set him on a 57-year path that has truly saved lives. I, on Sunday, watched a sermon knowing, you know, Ravi was in a tough spot and was no longer getting treatment. So I had my daughter on my lap, and we were watching the sermon, of Ravi, and my husband was there, my mother-in-law was there. And it was a sermon about purpose, and it was a sermon about how every human life has a purpose. You are here for a reason. Every life matters, and it's about finding that purpose. And just hearing him speak and hearing those words was so meaningful. And it was in that sermon, I believe, where he shared the story of a CNN sportscaster who was living a profligate lifestyle and making bad decisions in life, but changed his life and found his purpose and found a family and became a Christian and got very sick. And when he was on his deathbed, the CNN sportscaster said that he was just really in search of God and really in search of finding Christ and hearing from Christ as he was about to leave behind his little daughter. And he said he saw a figure that is how he always imagined Jesus Christ would look like. And who he had pictured was Jesus, sat on the corner of his bed and said, "Tonight's not the night you will pass." And he had this distinct moment before he passed. And in watching Ravi describe that moment, knowing that he was probably in the next few days coming to his last moment, it changed me once again to hear that and to post the sermon on Twitter and have a user say, "Wow, I've never given Christianity a thought, but having watched what Ravi had to say, I may have to give Christianity a thought." So Ravi, his life may have ended, but his life continues in the next life. He is someone I'll meet in heaven, and rest assured his legacy will always be here, and he will continue to change lives.
My name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the CIA, Department of Defense, and the White House.
It's something. Now, that was taped 24 hours after Ravi's death, right? And she talked about his legacy. Well, his legacy is the scandals, right? He doesn't have, RZMI anymore. I mean, you could still... I think when I watch Ravi's, lectures or whatever, especially after he first passed, and when all this crap was coming out about him, about his double life and whatever, I said, it fathoms it was just mind-blowing. because it really put a huge stain. Like, well, why should I listen? Why should I listen to him when he did all this other stuff? But why should I say that? When I did a lot of shit in my life, in my addiction and whatever, and I'm very open and honest about, very blunt, honest about what I did in my addiction. 95% of which is an open book to you guys, but some of it's gonna be here, and only me and my God, me and my God knows. And I know he's forgiven me and stuff. So it's like, people listen to me, and I did a lot of crap and stuff. Who's to say, I know it's a different story. But to me, I mean, when you really look at Michael Jackson. He had that Peter Pan syndrome, and I mean, he was eccentric and all that. But look at the way he was brought up. He never really had a childhood. And even when you're well known around the world, you still feel lonely. When you watch streamers like maybe Dr. Disrespect, or Shroud, Ninja, whoever else and stuff, they only show one side. I mean, I tell you, well, you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly and stuff, right? But you're still seeing one side to me in a way in front of the camera because you don't know how I act. Believe me, I pretty much act the same way I do off camera. That's my husband. But sometimes, like you don't see the pain I go through. In some streams you do. You can actually see me in pain. But there's times, off camera where, I told you a couple weeks ago, I ended up staying at being admitted to a crisis unit. I needed that. Because the pain, the way I felt, and then I saw stuff on the internet, and I saw stuff on the TV, and all of it, and it just snowballed. I just, But yeah, hold on, yeah, that I think that was. Hold on, I don't know if this is. Look. I'm trying. I don't know if that's. I'll find it, guys. I'll find it. Uh, Here, let's look at this for a minute.
Dream that I'd be standing here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta some years from now, talking to over 60,000 youth live and many online. Because at the age of 17, I was on a bed of suicide, having attempted to take my own life. And God, who's sovereign over the whole universe, tapped the shoulder of one man who had come to India from Calgary, Alberta, and told him to send somebody into my hospital room with a Bible. When I was 17 years old, I would never have dreamed.
I'm actually OCD right now. Trying to, is that it? Anyway, so how I feel is he did the work of God. He spread, the gospel of, the Bible and Jesus Christ and all that. And then look what happened to his legacy. It's no more. Basically, the devil just wiped it all away. Like it never existed. But there are other apologists on the internet that are very good to listen to. Like David Wood. And actually David Wood has the same birthday as I do. Yeah. And actually his mother was a heroin addict, and so was his brother. And his brother ended up with a bad batch, and he almost died. I think he's doing well. His story's extraordinary too. Actually, David Woods. When he was a teenager, he really beat the crap out of his father, almost killed him, and he's a certified sociopath. And he spent some time in prison and whatever, and that's how he found God. You know what? And he talks a lot about the Islamic community, how they worship a false prophet, and he is very smart. He's actually a professor, and he reads the Quran. He'll show you, where he reads it at, and basically he's calling Abraham a false prophet for many, many reasons. And he did a mini series called Islamicize Me, big size me, super size me. You know what? God, I used to watch this show. That movie Super Size Me. Bill Spurlock or Matt Spurlock. Uh, Bill, Mark. Well, anyway, so so they so he had a whole series called Islamicize Me, and he talks. They did these skits, and he's converted a lot of Muslims into Christians, and these Muslims always go on his channels and say, "I hope you die of cancer." And his two sons have I forget what it's called, but both of his twin sons are on life support and stuff. It's a very rare genetic disease, and there's times where I get fearful for his life. He doesn't care. He's a sociopath, and so pretty much he actually plays chess with, and he actually comes to Oklahoma too, and debates people. That's his best friend. Yeah, psychopath. That's it. Psychopath. Yeah. This is the first. We're not gonna watch it. It's 33 minutes, but this is the video that my husband said you should watch this video. And the way he filmed this, and this was in New York, by the way, New York City. The way he goes down and walks through the subway and stuff, a very compelling story. So, if you're an atheist, and I hope you find God, and I tell people, if they're an atheist, now I don't force my opinion. Like, I don't really say, "Oh, you're gonna go to hell" or whatever. I don't do that. Atheists believe in something, right? They believe in some kind of higher power, right? Some kind of something's out there. So you do believe in something. So if you believe in that, believe in God. Believe in Jesus Christ. I'm just saying, when I was on my addiction, yeah, I strayed away from God. I was angry at God. Funny, right? I have a funny. I used to here, pretty much. I had my own crack house, in Morristown, New Jersey, and I would invite Mormons in. Like, oh, here, and I'm like, yeah, come in, you know. Here I would offer them, whatever. No, we're fine. Yeah. Um. But he was banned off of YouTube also for a while. And so, he has another channel now. It's the House of something. I forget. My husband knows. But he's very intellectual and everything. And but there are other apologists out there. You know, that's true and all that. Yeah, I can't believe we're talking about apologists and apologetics and all that. You know why? Because of the Tom McDonald video. Because he was talking about it's the end of the world, the Bible tells us this, and people don't want to believe it. Even if there's cold, hard facts. The Bible says this. The Bible says that. You know, like I said, the Bible says, with the mark of the beast. Well, look what's going on with the chip implants and transhumanism. And people will trade their freedom for convenience. It's happening already. Now they're talking about, with a special kind of ink, we can tattoo you, and you can just, yeah, right. I love my freedom, and I know my freedom is getting lessened almost every day, just like your freedoms are. Because look what's going on in this country. More and more people are waking up, but there's a whole bunch of other groups that are demonic. Demonic. I think I should have done a better job reacting to Tom McDonald's video. But Tom McDonald's video, The End of the World, they should cut. I know they're trying to make a point, and they're trying to just show the craziness of the world, what the world has become. Okay, I understand that, but it really took away. It was a real distraction from the message they were trying to say. That's all. So, but I suggest you, if you're interested, and if you have an open mind, look up apologetics, and like there's other good apologists out there, and maybe they'll answer some of your questions. But I know for me, I know. I mean, like when I was in my addiction, I still believed in God. In my addiction, I was angry at God, like I said, but I still believed in Him, and I truly believe that if I hadn't been brought up in the Episcopal Church, I don't even think I would have came home, so to speak. Because that's where my roots were. You know, when I was raised. Because there's a lot of people out there that are atheists, that they're agnostic, and or they just, lost total faith because of what's going on in the world. But I hope if you don't believe in God, I hope, and that's another thing too. During the pandemic, a lot of atheists found God. And I truly believe, I know, it was the coof, was created in a, I'm going to just say it like this, Wunan lab. We all knew that, whatever. But a lot of atheists found God. Found God, and like I said, I was gonna say, I truly, used to say this on Mixer. I truly believe that the reason why this happened was so we can look at ourselves. I believe me, I didn't believe in the lockdowns. I think that was going a little bit too far and all that stuff. But excuse me, but I truly believe it happened for a divine reason where we had to look at ourselves and do a lot of soul searching. I'm just curious on, we didn't really look at the comments of the video either. We're not gonna watch. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Is this? All right, so we're gonna just look at the comments. Uh, Wait a minute. Why? All right, so there's 1 million views, and 2 days ago, 44. All right. So, see. So so Nikki Bruce said, "I love this collaboration and the fact that you always make songs that so closely follow the insanity that is our reality." Yeah, that's true. Keep spitting your message. We the people are behind you, always sending your love and prayers. Firebird says, "I'm in tears over this song release. I love this song so much. I had I I had asked for this to become a video, and Tom McDonald, you never disappoint me. Can't wait to see what you have created for the song. Thank you so much. I will do my part and push it to #1 for you." Great song, Tom. We are blessed to have you out here speaking the truth. I don't know too many artists that can pull more than one genre at once. You killed it, bro. This is off the hook. I can't wait for this song to become on an album. Tom does it again. Such an amazing song. Here, it's a good song, but the video it was a distraction. But that's what our government's doing with all these distractions, with the Chinese balloons and the Hobby Lobby balloons and all this other crap. So there was a point of it, but like I said, it was just pure distraction. One word truth. Thank you, Tom, Nova, and John. Sometimes the truth is painful, but the words must be said. Yes, I agree with that. Thank God for life and hope for tomorrow. Didn't expect to hear the song before the video came out later today. What a great surprise for a Friday morning. Love the collaboration from the two artists who oppose the system that divides and oppresses us all. Praying for the end to the system, not the world. Like that. Tom, I love hard reality and truth of the song. And Rich adds that all-American flair like I saw from long ago. Have you guys ever heard of the song "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy"? Right. That was a huge song back in the early 2000s and stuff. But in reality, the country music conglomerate pretty much thought they were a joke because John Rich was in the music business for a long, long time as a writer, by the way, and I think he was in another band, but they thought they were pretty much a joke, you know. I think he was in Little Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Good work. Very nice, informative songs. Keep spreading the truth. Wishing people to wake up sooner before later for them. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, Excuse me. So for the most part, positive comments. You know what? I love the message too. I just didn't like the video. With the visuals. It just turned me off. I don't know. It's just. But like I said, right? There's a lot of, distractions with our government and in this world. So. Excuse me. So. Yeah. Let me see. He's a very unique artist too. Just like Ren. You know what I mean? And I've seen, like I said, some of his videos. I've even seen, interviews or just him with his girlfriend Nova, and he's a down to earth guy. He's not cuckoo. Very, very intelligent, by the way. Very articulate, and but it's like why the tattoos on the face? Maybe I should get something like that for my birthday, right? Tattoos on my face. Huh? Yeah, I think I saw. No, I didn't see that one. What the? What the? I'm not gonna go there. All right, so yeah. Clown World canceled. Sell out. No lives matter. Cancer. Yeah, this is one I saw. So, oh wait, not alone. All right, so 4 years ago, not alone. Let's hear this real quick. It's a spoken word. Oh, and anxiety. Ha, war is coming. And that was 4 years ago. He wrote about that. War is coming. Think about it, guys. When did Twitter come out? More than 4 years ago. I know that, right? But even back then, I think a lot of people, something was different in the air, right? They all felt it before the pandemic. after 9/11. You know, and that's why a lot of, I'm not talking about the alphabet communities or whatever, okay? I'm just saying I think a lot of people, something was different. Change was coming. We didn't know what. We didn't know when, like, and I really truly believe that's why people lash out on each other on Facebook. And yeah, the alphabet community and stuff is even with TikTok and all that, people just, they've lost all common sense. You know why that is? Because of the internet, because of Twitter, because of Facebook, because of YouTube and other streaming platforms. So let's look at Tom McDonald's Not Alone. Spoken word.
I'm walking out the darkness and I barely made it. Hope this reaches all the people who cannot escape it. I was just like you. I was young like you. I was trying to numb the pain I was afraid of facing. I was trying to run away from the hurt. I didn't know what I would do if living felt any worse. I tried the pills and the therapy and none of it worked. I know it kills, but I want you to know that you ain't the first. Your people can't relate if they ain't felt it themselves. It feels like everything they say when you complain doesn't help. You're sinking deeper every day. When you're awake, you're in hell. You think you changed along the way, but now it's too late to tell. It's like you were rolling with the thunder and bell. Cause when the lightning started crashing, I guess you did as well. Your demons kicking down the door, they're never ringing the bell. They just keep tapping on the windows till they fall out the cells. I know you're feeling defeated, you try to keep it a secret. Your weakness got you believing you need a doctor for treatment, but taking pills ain't convenient. So you keep looking for reasons to go and flush them down the drain and find the faith to keep breathing. You lay and look at the ceiling all night when you should be sleeping, but you've been knee-deep in pieces of dreams and failed achievements. You keep repeating the moments when you were beaten and broken, and now you're bleeding emotion. You just want someone to hold you. Well, me too. Cause I've been standing on the edge trying not to jump. I only say it so you know you aren't the only one. The only thing that killed the pain was smoking weed and getting drunk. Before I knew it, I had drank a case a day for 18 months. I was sleeping with a beer by my bed. Last call was all that I could hear in my head. I know there's too many of us drinking to try and forget, but who the fuck are we gonna cheers if we drink till we're dead? And when you finally get sober, you find the friendships are over because you don't have nothing in common. If you're not getting loaded, you call them brothers, you call them family, you call them your blessings, and now they calling you, ignore the phone, and that's called depression. They try to tell you your misery is not an excuse, and you just wish they could spend a day trying to walk in your shoes. Just know you're not alone, I feel the same way as you. It isn't you against the world, cause I'm fighting them too. It's like you're losing control until you drive right off the road, and then when the vehicle rolls again, you get thrown out the holes in it. Then you notice your bones are broken and all of your clothes are wet. Soaking with gasoline, light a smoke and explode with it. Till the day that we're ghosts, you'll never be on your own, cause I'll be standing in your corner till you need me the most. I was put on this planet to lift you up when you're low, and you have done the same for me, so I'll be keeping you close. I love y'all.
Woo! That was sizzling right there, guys. That was, yeah. And the breaths he took, right? Not very many. He was probably breathing out just. See, guys, you aren't alone. I play a certain, excuse me, I play a certain graphic on my stream every time I stream. And it's this one actually. I play that. I play that on every stream. And I'll admit, guys, I do feel alone at times. But that's just my depression. That's just my pain chipping away at me all the time. You know? I'm a very outgoing person. But because of my pain, I don't go out much. And I hate it. I want, for my birthday, my birthday's April 7th, and I want to see a Shinedown concert. That's going to happen on April 24th. Because I know it will be a spiritual experience for me. That's how I got my idea for the, I don't want to call it a rebranding and stuff. I'm not trying to make a brand at all. I'm trying to create an army or whatever. You know, and that's how I got my idea for this new Queen's Army, and hopefully I will be done with the video and show you guys. But one of the songs, Daylight from Shinedown, that's where I got my idea from. And I really want to see them. My husband actually got me the new Plan Zero record, album, vinyl. And last night, I surprised my husband. I ordered a whole feast fit for a saint. Because I want to show him how much I love him. I want to show him how much I appreciate him. I want to show, because a lot of times I feel like I don't do enough for him. So I just ordered a whole thing from Rib Crib. And I said, all right, I want you to pick it up, and I want you to bring the camera, and I want you to film it. And I want to make a video about that. Because we made a lot of videos about that last night. So while we were, and when he went out to get the food, I like set up, I put a tablecloth on the table and one candle and real plates, right? And he came in. He said, "This bag is freaking heavy." And here, and do I have it? I have it right over here, I think. This is the receipt of the food we got at Red Crib. Long receipt, right? And he said he didn't look at the price of all the stuff. That's what he says. But we have it on tape. I want to make a video about it. He deserves it. I want him to have a nice dinner. I want him to relax and enjoy our time together. And then he's like, "Oh, you want let's listen to the Shinedown album." I said, "Sure." And yeah, real romantic music, right? And I felt energized. And every time I hear a Shinedown album, Shinedown song, I feel energized. I mean, I feel energized with other songs too, don't get me wrong. But this particular album, I feel energized. There's something about it. And please check out Planet Zero by Shinedown. They speak truth of how the world is today. Just like what Tom McDonald and John Rich did with that song. A lot of bands now are, being the voice. Just like they did with the Vietnam War. Just like they did in Woodstock. The first Woodstock, by the way, in 1969. And there are some other musicians where they're pushing their agenda, and we're not going to mention who. But, let's celebrate our common bonds with each other instead of our differences. Let's go back to the old-fashioned values. It all starts at home. All all starts at home. Um, oh. I'm trying, like every creator on this platform, they have their own agenda. They do their own thing, you know. But little by little, I'm really trying here to create something special. I want us. I want us to create something special. And sometimes I get lost. I get lost, confused, angry, frustrated, just, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up because I made a commitment. And I'm trying. I'm trying here. But I just want to create. I want us to create a wildfire of change to diminish the darkness in the world. We've done it before, guys. We can do it again. I have faith that we can do this. But I'm only one person. I'm only one person. I'm trying. Sorry. Oh, wow. Really? That's weird. Uh, huh. Um, before I end the stream, guys, um, um, distracted. All right. So, I'm going to bring her up again. My dear friend, Mrs. Phoenix. I told you in the beginning of the broadcast that she got a final diagnosis at which is a bone lesion, right iliac CT guide needle core biopsy with imprints positive for malignant cells. And she's been through hell. And she's a fighter. She's a warrior. She has a TikTok. She has a vlog on TikTok. She's showing the world what she's going through, what her family's going through. She's educating people at the same time. So she does have a purpose. Just like each and every one of you guys have a purpose. I have a purpose. My husband has a purpose to take care of me. No. You know. And so please please do whatever you can. If you're going through a rough time financially, that's okay. I understand. But please have your thoughts and prayers go out to her and her family. And so, with that being said, guys, thank you for joining me on my stream. I truly appreciate it. Be the light of this world. Uplift people. Do random acts of kindness. Reach out to people that you know that are having a hard time in life. And all you have to do is just talk to them. Talking is for free. If you are going through struggles with drug and alcohol addiction, please get some help. Hang in there. I know sometimes it's hard to get into detoxes. It's hard to get into rehabs. Hang in there. Don't pick up a drink or a drug. Get yourself to a meeting. There's online meetings, like in the rooms. But I suggest, that you try to find a brick and mortar one and raise your hand saying, I'm new. I need a sponsor. Shoot, I don't know why this is like that. I'm trying to. Here's. My computer's running slow and all that. Here's the helpline for SAMHSA. I already have it up here. Here's here's the website link for In the Rooms. If you can't get a ride to a brick and mortar meeting, this is a good place to come to. They have meetings for everybody. At least it's something, especially during the pandemic. No, meetings were shut down. So, I'm just thinking about everything here. So, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. This stream wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for you. And I'm so grateful and humbled by it. So with that, guys, I'm Rocket Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. Stay rocktastic. Stay positive. Hang in there. And I will catch you later. Let me catch you, shit!